kitchen. I'm Dawn Tolson, and tonight I'm really excited because we're going to cook a Mocha Chocolate roulade for you. It's one of my kids' favourite desserts, and every time I serve it up for a dinner party, the adults absolutely love it too. Let's just look at the ingredients we need. Some of them are a bit naughty, but let's have a look. What I'm actually going to do is I have Tia Maria, and that's going to be combined with the Philadelphia cheese and heavy cream for the filling. It's absolutely divine. I've got 5 eggs, some walnuts, 5 ounces of sugar, 8 ounces of dark chocolate chips. This is 60% cocoa solids. The darker and the more cocoa solids you can have, the better. And in here I have 3 fluid ounces of hot water let down with a huge tablespoon full of instant coffee. And these are going to combine together to make the most absolutely divine dessert you'll ever taste, I promise you. To start cooking the roulade, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat the 8 ounces of chocolate chips with the coffee and water mixture into a bain-marie. So I'm actually going to melt the coffee and the chocolate together. So I'll just pop that into there and let that melt. Ooh, a couple of escapees there, so let's put those in there. And at the same time I've got, so to prepare the rest of the base while the chocolate is melting, I'm going to take 5 eggs and I'm going to separate them. I'm going to put the egg yolks into the bigger bowl, and I'm actually going to put the egg whites into the silver bowl here and whisk them up so they're nice and stiff. Okay, so pop my sugar in here. I'm going to give it a whisk. So, take a look at this. The egg yolks are done, and you can see that they've turned from the golden orange to a very pale colour. And if you dribble the actual mixture from the whisks, you can see it leaves little trails. That's perfect. In the meantime, what I've actually got is my egg whites on, and they're actually going to whip up until they're stiff. So I'm getting my chocolate mixture to add to my egg yolk mixture. If you take a look, you can see that the chocolate is all lovely and glossy, and it's mixed in with the coffee and the water. It's absolutely scrummy. Don't be tempted to eat it yet though, because it's quite hot. Let me just cool it down for a minute, and then we're going to add it to the yolk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir the chocolate into the yolk mixture. Okay, let's take a look at this. You want to get this really incorporated. Get every last yummy bit out from there. Great. So you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir that in, bring in from the sides. Doesn't it look wonderful? Look at that marbled effect. But we want to actually get it totally incorporated. So what I've done, my egg whites are ready. You know when they're ready because you can actually turn the bowl over and they won't fall out. Okay, but anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let down the mixture a little bit with a few of the egg whites first. Now when you fold the egg whites, just go round the corner and round the edges rather, and through the middle. You don't want to beat all of the air out of the egg whites. You want to be very gentle. So that's just let down. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't matter if the egg whites aren't fully incorporated. They're going to give a nice fluffy texture to the roulade. There we go. That is ready. As you can see, the egg whites, you can still see some of the white of the egg whites. That's perfectly okay. I'm ready to pour these. Oh, actually, I've just got a little bit extra here. Just pour that little bit extra. Here. I am ready to pour this into my pan. So what I need to do, let me just get rid of this. Take just a baking sheet, a cookie sheet. It has to have about ½ an inch depth on there. Line it with some silicone paper or parchment paper, and just give the paper a spray with some just original spray oil. And then you simply pour the chocolate mixture into the pan on top of the paper. Just give it a spread out, gently a spread out. And then we're going to pop that in the oven for just about 10 to 12 minutes, just until the top is springy. We don't want to overcook it. So I've taken the roulade out of the oven. It was in there for 12 minutes, and as you can see, it's come up like a cake. But what we want to do is get a real good squidgy texture for our roulade. So I'm going to do something very odd. I'm going to wet a tea towel, a clean tea towel. I'm going to dampen it down, and I'm going to lay it over the top and leave it for about 10 minutes to cool down. So I just wet down the tea towel, give it a good squeeze out because you do not want it to be soaking wet, you just want it to be damp. What this will do, it will cool it down and it will also make the texture of the roulade squidgy. Just to protect the roulade, what I am going to do is lay another piece of parchment paper over the top. Pop the roulade. So traditionally with a roulade you can leave it overnight to cool down. You can even freeze the base now and take it out and defrost it when you're ready to roll it. Because we're going to cook this recipe quickly and within an hour, what I'm going to do is, for the 10 minutes I'm cooling it, I'm actually going to put it in the fridge, and it won't make the slightest bit of difference to the end product. It will be just as gorgeous and just as lovely. While the roulade is cooling, what I'm going to do is make up the mixture for the inside. What I'm going to start off by doing is, in my bowl I'm going to add 6 ounces of the cream cheese. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a beat to knock it down a little, just to make it a little bit softer. And into that I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of this wonderful liqueur, Tia Maria. What I'm also going to add is 1/4 cup of confectioner's sugar to the Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm just going to give that all a little bit of a whisk. So what I've done is I've added 1 1/3 cups of heavy cream, and I'm going to now whisk that up until it is nice and light and fluffy, and then we can lay out our roulade. So I've taken this out of the fridge, and what I'm going to do is peel back the tea towel and lift the whole thing out of the pan. It's fairly robust, so don't worry. Let's get rid of that. And peel back the top layer. Ooh, there we go. How wonderful. Looks yummy already. And then I'm going to spread the mixture of the Philadelphia and the whipped cream and the Tia Maria and the sugar onto the top of the roulade. Oh, you can just imagine how gorgeous this is. Get it on and spread it all the way. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sprinkle some walnuts for extra flavour over the cream. Now obviously if you have someone with nut allergy you wouldn't want to use these. It's entirely up to you. These are optional, but I do love the extra crunch that they provide. So here, this is the last but one bit of the roulade. I've actually got my plate ready. I'm going to turn the roulade lengthwise, and then what I'm going to do is use this parchment paper as my tool for rolling. So I don't know if you can see this, but I roll it over, peel a bit back, roll a bit more over, peel a bit back. Can you see how yummy and gorgeous this is? When I get to the end, what I'm actually going to do is roll it onto my plate. Being very careful. Just roll it straight over. Now if it cracks like this, it is perfectly fine. The actual roulade is very soft. There we go. Let me just get rid of this. Now I've actually sprinkled some confectioner's sugar over the top, just to help with the presentation. And then I'm going to get my glass of Tia Maria. So I have my glass of Tia Maria, and I'm going to treat myself as the cook to a slice of this yummy cake. Let's have a look at it. It's very, very delicate. There we go. Absolutely yummy. I forgot to get a fork, so let me just get one. And let's see. Oh. I swear, this is heaven.